Good morning. I'm the Code Enforcement Special Magistrate for today's hearing, and I want to begin by explaining how the process is going to work. First, since we're all wearing masks, it's very important that you speak directly into your microphone. I don't hear fantastic already, so if you don't speak into your microphone, it's going to be hard to hear you at all. We generally hear building cases first on the agenda, and then the city will call the cases in the order in which they appear on the agenda. If you've appeared at today's hearing, your case will be called before those where no one has appeared, but that is only true if you have signed in. The sheet is in the rear of the chamber, so if you haven't signed in yet, please do so. Once your case is called, I ask that you come down to the podium on my right-hand side, which is over here. The city will put on its testimony and evidence first, after which you will be given an opportunity to review any of the evidence and ask any questions of the city's witnesses, after which time you can put on any testimony or present me with your own evidence. Once I have the testimony and evidence, I will make a ruling. I will enter a written order either today at the hearing or in the next few days, which you will receive a copy of. If you have any questions as we go through the process, please feel free to ask them. This is not a formal courtroom. The formal rules of evidence do not apply here. Now, although this is not a formal courtroom, all testimony today is given under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you're going to testify or you think you might testify or there's a possibility that you might testify, I'm going to ask that you stand and raise your right hand so that I can swear you in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida? Yes. Please be seated. The city can call their first case.
Matter number 1, case number CE20110004, address 1771 Cityside Drive.
Good morning. I'm Richard McCoy with the City of West Palm Beach, Building Inspector. I'm covering this case for Richard Brunell, who's out on sick leave. Okay, so the property was cited on 10/27/20. Was mailed out on the certified mail on 2/19/21, and there was no, excuse me.
Take your time.
And it was in transit as of 3/12. The city's asking for an additional 30 days and $25 a day after that.
What is in transit?
Posting, and what was the underlying?
I'm sorry, I can't.
Posting, and then what was the underlying? What was the?
Okay. Let's see. Okay, it was cited under, I'm sorry, I'm still catching up to this case. It was cited for road spikes in the south exit area, installation without a permit. So they were tagged, and then they was given 15 days to comply.
What date was City Hall and the property posted?
I said that 10/27/20.
Well, you said that was the notice of violation. Is there an affidavit of posting?
Yeah. Affidavit, yeah. Notice of violation mailed on 2/19/21. Affidavit posted, I'm sorry, the affidavit was posted on 2/23/21.
And then you said that the certified mail was in transit as of 3/12.
12.
What does that mean?
I don't know, it's written right here.
Okay,
I'm assuming they didn't receive it,
okay,
or they didn't receive it prior to the
okay.
notification.
But the property in City Hall was posted, is that what you're testifying to?
Yes,
Okay.
So the property was posted
yes.
with the date of this hearing?
I'm sorry?
With the date of this hearing?
Yes,
And that was done on 2/23/21?
correct.
Has the city heard anything from the respondent?
Not that I'm aware of.
So the allegation here is that they installed road spikes, and those road spikes require a permit?
Correct.
Has anyone seen the road spikes? Because I don't see a picture of it, and I guess you weren't there.
I wasn't there, no. I'm doing this case for Richard Brunel.
Counsel, I think it might make more sense to bring this next month when someone can actually testify to the violation.
I'm sorry, I can't hear him.
He's saying that we need more testimony
Okay,
because nobody's observed the spikes that can testify.
okay.
That's fine, Special Magistrate. We can withdraw the case and return again.
All right, for the record, we're going to postpone this and reset it for the next special magistrate here.
That's okay.
Matter number 2, case number CE 21010004, case address 5215 North Flagler Drive.
Okay, I'm Richard McCoy with the City of West Palm Beach, building inspector. I posted this, I red tagged this property on 12/30/2020 for, they were installing a wood deck in the back of the house, or replacing a wood deck on the back of the house that had rotted without a permit. So then, notice of violation was mailed on 2/23/21. The affidavit was posted on 2/24/21. It was mailed certified and regular mail. The city's asking for an additional 30 days and $25 a day after that.
Inspector McCoy, have you had any contact with the owner of this property?
I have, yes.
Is it their intention to bring this into compliance?
They actually applied for their permit yesterday, it looks like, and that's why I give them an additional 30 days to get everything reviewed. And
In your experience, is 30 days a sufficient amount of time to get the permit issued in this case?
I believe it should be, yes.
All right, is anyone here on behalf of the respondent, owner John Hoadley? All right, in case CE 21010004, I make the following findings of fact on law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 105.1 and 110.3. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property into compliance or fine of up to $25 per day may issue. Thank you, sir.
Matter number 5, case number CE 21010183, case address 336 Edgewood Drive.
Tom Moore, Development Services. You said number 5? Did you say number 5?
Yes.
Okay. And this one, was for failure to secure permit for masonry added to the garage. Structural improvements were made. The red tag was issued on December 11th, 2020. An extension of time, 30 days, was given on January 15th of 2021. The notice of violation was mailed on February 17th, 2021, and posted, or actually hand-delivered to the owner on 2/25. They received it, or it was delivered on 2/24/21. They received it on 2/25. And they have applied for permits on March 4th of this year, or 21. But they still owe money, and they need to continue to, upload their plans and pay the fees. So the review won't start until the money is received. So I'm recommending 60 days to complete the plan review and get the permit, or $50 a day.
So tell me what the violation here is. They did some kind of, something to their garage?
Right. Yeah, they've done masonry to the exterior, added glue laminate into roof framing in the interior, so it's structural repairs.
So that's a structural repair that requires a permit under the code?
Yes,
All right. And notice was hand-delivered on 2/25/20?
225/21.
21, yeah. All right. Is anyone here on behalf of the respondent? All right, in case CE 210100183, give the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 105.1. Give the respondent 60 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of up to $50 per day may issue.
Matter number 4, case number CE 201200189, case address 3720 South Dixie Highway.
Again, Tom Moore for Development Services. This case is at 3720 South Dixie Highway. They were doing interior demolition when I was asked to look into it by the fire department, and the work had already commenced. So the stop work order was issued on January 13th, 2021. The notice violation was sent February 17th of 2021. They received it March 3rd, 2021. It was also posted February 25th of 2021. They've applied for permit as well. They need to continue with it for electrical and plumbing work and bathroom renovations. Recommending 2 more months to finish up the plan review and get a permit, or $50 a day.
Have you had contact with them?
No.
But they have applied for at least one of these permits?
Yes.
Service was through certified mail and posting?
Yes. It was
right.
received
Sorry, go
March
ahead.
3rd.
Go ahead, sir.
It was received March 3rd.
All right, in case CE 201200189, to make the following findings of fact. Actually, for the record, is there anyone here on behalf of the respondent? All right, in case CE 201200189, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 105.1. I give the respondent 60 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of up to $50 per day may issue.
Matter number 6, case number CE 200900235, case address 1820 North Congress Avenue, Unit 202.
Good morning. Attilio with Development Services, City of West Palm Beach, City Inspector. Property was initially cited on 9/14/2020 by Inspector Tim Large. We received posting on-site and certified mail. The property was cited for a water heater installed without proper permit. No forward progress has been shown to obtain the permit. City is requesting 30 days to obtain the permit or $25 a day thereafter.
When was the posting and certified mail done, please?
Notice of violation was mailed on 2/19/21, and the posting was on 2/23/21.
And at this date, there's no evidence that they've applied for a permit or contacted the city?
No.
And the violation here is the installation of a water heater?
Yes.
How do we know that they did that?
We had a inspection of the unit, and we were notified that the water heater had been replaced.
right, is there anyone here on behalf of the respondent? All right, in case CE 200902235, make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of the listed code sections. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of $25 per day measure.
Matter number 7, case number CE 201000293, address 807 Belvedere Road.
Attilio Belisle, Inspector for the City of West Palm Beach, representing the case for Tim Large. Property was initially cited on October 20th, 2020. We received proper posting via certified mail. The notice of violation was mailed on 2/19/21, and it was posted on site at 2/23/21. They need to a commercial interior permit applied for was permit number 21030476 was submitted on 3/10/21. They're going right now through the review process. City is requesting 60 days, $100 a day thereafter.
So they have applied for the permit that they need?
They've applied for several permits, but they still need to obtain the commercial interior permit.
Have they applied for that one yet?
Yes,
And it's under review?
it's currently going through the review process.
Okay. And 60 days is a sufficient amount of time for that to be
Yes.
accomplished? Okay. All right, in case CE 201000293, wait, for the record, is there anyone here for the respondent? All right, in case CE 201000293, make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of listed code sections. Respondent has 60 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of up to $100 per day measure.
Matter number 12, case number CE 201100180, address 2000 Presidential Way, Unit 501.
Attilio Belisle, City Inspector for the City of West Palm Beach. Property was initially cited on November 17th, 2020. We received confirmation via certified mail and proper posting on site. Notice of violation was mailed on 2/23/21. The violation was posted, the affidavit was posted on 2/24/21. They still need to obtain their electrical permit for the alterations that were performed. City's requesting 30 days or $100 a day thereafter.
Officer Bilal, can you tell me what they did on this property that requires a permit?
They renovated an interior condo. The plumbing has been applied for and then issued. The mechanical has been applied for, but however is not issued. That was permit number 21020668. City's requesting 30 days to obtain their mechanical and electrical permits.
And based on your observations of the work being done on the property, that these are the permits that are required?
Yes.
If you had any contact with the owner?
Initially, when we first started this project, there was contact, but there is no contact since.
Is anyone here on behalf of the respondent? Is 30 days a sufficient amount of time for them to get
Yes.
these two permits? Yes. Okay. All right, in case CE 201100180, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient for the property in violation of listed code sections, respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of up to $100 per day issue.
Number 13, case number CE 20120245, address 831 Village Boulevard.
Attilio Belisle, Inspector for the City of West Palm Beach. Property was initially cited on December 18th, 2020 for interior alterations being performed without permit. We received notice of violation was mailed on 2/23/21 via certified mail, and posted the property on 2/24/21. They have obtained a couple permits. However, they're still missing the permit for the commercial interior. It has been applied for. Permit number 210-30235. It was applied for on 3/5/21, and we're still waiting for it to be issued. The city's recommending 60 days and $100 a day thereafter.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Luis Hernandez.
Can you speak into the mic, sir?
I'm sorry, Luis Hernandez, property manager for Jamestown.
You're the property manager for Jamestown Village Commons?
Yes, sir.
So the city says that you need to get a commercial interior permit, which you've applied for, but it hasn't been issued yet. Is that correct?
That's correct.
They want to give you 60 days to get that accomplished, and if you don't get that accomplished, they want to fine you $100 per day. Do you object to the city's request?
No.
Magistrate?
Yes, sir.
Now reviewing the files, there is going to be an electrical permit required for the lights being replaced. Can you please tell me about the lights that were replaced inside the building?
I'm going to leave my tenant to speak to that. I'm not aware.
He needs to be sworn in.
Sir, have you been sworn in yet?
I'm not.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under the penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida?
I do.
Go ahead.
So the.
Can
the
you
lights-
please, sir, can you please state your name for the
Blake
record?
Bainham.
I'm sorry?
Blake Bainham.
And you're a tenant?
I'm the tenant of the space, yes.
Okay, very good.
Yes, so we replaced the existing lighting. It was just downlighting with different lights. That was the only modifications that were made to the lighting.
Okay, so those alterations would require a permit. So an additional electrical permit for those lights being installed would be required for this case to comply. So you would have to have your electrician apply for the permit for those. So is 60 days sufficient in order to get the electrician to pull his permit?
It is.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna, unless you can tell me otherwise, I'm gonna give you the 60 days, and then there's gonna be a potential fine of $100 per day afterwards. So you really do have to get this complied within 60 days, because the fine happens, doesn't come back to me. It's just an affidavit the city signs, issues, that says that you did or didn't comply. You understand?
Understand.
All right, so you definitely have to get done in 60 days.
Okay.
All right, in case CE 20120245, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation listed code sections. Respondent has 60 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue. Thank you for coming in, sir. Good luck.
Thank you.
Number 8, case number CE 21020048, 1011 Green Pine Boulevard, Unit C2.
The other one, I'm sorry.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On February 3rd, I received an email complaint from the property manager complaining of the unit at 1011 Green Pine Boulevard, Suite C2 is tenant occupied. Upon checking the city's system, I found no rental license on file. I then cited the property for rental license violation and certificate of use. Property was posted February 25th. Certified mail was sent February 3rd. Certified mail was returned February 15th. I've had no contact with the responsible party. City's recommending 30 days to come into compliance, or $200 a day until compliance is achieved.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Ilya Tatarov.
Mr. Todorov, have you been sworn in?
Yes, I have.
Okay, very good.
And so you're the owner of this property?
Yes, I am.
So tell me what's going on.
I really apologize. I've never really been a landlord. I lived at the property, and then a friend of mine moved in. He couldn't afford to pay first, last security to go to, traditional development or whatnot. So I helped him out, and I never knew I had to apply for a rental license, unfortunately. And I wasn't able to do it in time. But as soon as we're down here, I'll be more than happy to walk over and apply for one immediately.
Officer McFarland, is 30 days enough time for him to get this stuff done?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful.
I mean, he just has to apply for it and get an
He
inspection.
just needs to apply for it, pay for it, and have the unit inspected.
Absolutely. And then once I go to do that, they'll explain to me how to get the inspector out and everything.
Yeah, once the application is processed, I'll receive an email that you've paid, and then we can schedule an inspection.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much for your help.
All right, if you have a card you can give him so he can reach out to you, just to make sure that he has contact with you? Do you have a contact information?
Yes, I can give my contact information.
All right, in case CE 210200048, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient from the property in violation. Listed code sections give the respondent 30 days to come into compliance, or a fine of up to $200 per day may issue. It's not an insignificant fine, so you just want to make sure you get that done within 30 days. If you have issues or questions, contact the code officer and he can give you some direction, okay?
I'll do it today, yes.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Regner.
Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Number 27, case number CE 21020177-351 Plymouth Road.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Richard Pasmino, Code Enforcement Officer, City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on February 10th, 2021. Certified mail was sent February 11th, and the property was posted February 18th. This property was posted for landscapings of the swales/parkways. There was rocks installed, and landscape areas must be grass. Landscape areas in the front yard they had no plant material, and they need ground cover, approved ground cover. I spoke to the owners who are here today back in mid-February, discussed the violations and how to come into compliance. As of this morning, the rocks were removed from the swale. Everything else is still pending. The owners are here today. I just spoke with them before hearing. They're working with the landscaper to see what suits them best and to meet the city's codes. I was originally asking for 30 days to come into compliance, but after speaking with them, the city is recommending 60 days to come into compliance and to make sure that it's up to zoning, or the city's asking for a $100 a day fine.
Can you tell me your names, please?
Kathleen Simone.
James Simone.
They haven't been sworn in.
They have not. All right. Can you please raise your right hands? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury and the laws of the state of Florida?
Yes.
All right. One more time with the names in the microphone so I can hear a little better.
Yes.
Your names, please?
Oh, Kathleen and Jim Simone.
Okay. All right. So the code officer is telling me that you got rocks there and you need something that complies with the code. Do you understand that?
No, we're going to do the,
Said, do you understand it?
oh, yes, we understand.
Yeah. The officer wants to give you 60 days to get that into compliance. Is that a sufficient amount of time for you to get this done?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. They're asking for a $100 per day fine afterwards, so if you do not get it done, that's not an insignificant fine. It can add up rather quickly, so you do need to get on this. You understand?
Yes.
Just to clarify, I said the zoning approval, they're working with the landscapers, and they said their landscaper is going to draw up a draft what they want to do at their property. So just to make sure that's approved with our zoning landscaper, and then to make sure the work has to be final within 60 days.
I mean, for my purposes, I'm going to give them 60 days to come into compliance. When we're done with this, maybe you can talk to them and explain exactly, if they're going to do something that requires a permit, that they need to get a permit, because it's not going to be in my order but you know, you got to communicate that to them. What I was saying to the officer is that if you're going to do something that requires a permit, you're going to have to apply for the permit, and I don't know what you're going to do, and frankly, it's not that relevant to me, exactly what you do. The only issue for me is whether or not the property is in compliance within 60 days. You understand? Yes. Yeah. Okay. All right, in case CE 2102077, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of listed code sections that give the respondent 60 days to come into compliance, or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue. Good luck, and I suggest you speak with the code officer just to make sure that you've got everything squared away.
Thank you.
Is that it for sign-ins? We have another?
Special Magistrate, we have it's case numbers, I'm sorry, excuse me, it's matter numbers 36 through 47 on the agenda. Do you want to call them individually or together? It's the same owner.
Well, let's call them one by one, I guess, unless there's, I mean, who's the officer?
Kevin Levine. It's my understanding it is the same owner, all different addresses, but each one has the same exact issue.
I'm fine with either way that the officer wants to present them.
Okay.
That's totally up to the magistrate, sir.
Is there anyone here on behalf of the respondent?
Yes, B Big Real Estate LLC.
Let's go ahead and call them all at this point.
Did you say one by one? I'm sorry.
Go ahead and call them all.
Number 36, case number CE 201104143, case address 5113 Palm Brook Circle.
Good morning, Officer Levine, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited for failure to renew its rental license and certificate of use.
Officer, hold on one second. So these are all rental license cases with all the same owner?
Yes, sir, and all repeat violations.
Let's go ahead and call them all.
Okay, so we called 36. Number 37, case number CE 201104145, address 5079 Palm Brook Circle. Number 38 is case number CE 2010146, address 4716 Palm Brook Circle. Number 39, case number CE 2011047, address 4866 Palm Brook Circle. Number 40, case number CE 2011048, address 6155 Sugarloaf Lane. Number 41, case number CE 2011049, address 9825 Batwin's Drive, Unit 1102. Number 42, case number CE 2011050, address 9901 Baywinds Drive, Unit 3107. Number 43, case number CE 2011051, address 9901 Baywinds Drive, Unit 3205. Number 44, case number CE 2011052, address 9833 Baywinds Drive, Unit 7104. Number 45, case number CE 2011051, address 9833 Baywinds Drive, Unit 7108. Number 46, case number CE 2011054, address 9833 Baywinds Drive, Unit 7201. Number 47, case number CE 2011055, address 780 Marina Del Rey Lane, Unit 2.
Kristen, can you please correct number 45? The case number was called out incorrectly.
My apologies. Number 45, case number CE 2011053.
Thank you.
Good morning once again. Special Magistrate, do you want the individual or repeat case numbers entered into the record?
Well, tell me in a global sense, why you have a whole mess of these cases against the same guy. So what's going on here?
Okay. These properties were cited back in 2016 for failure to obtain a rental license and certificate of use. during the renewal process, well, during the delinquency process, which we get these delinquent lists in January, I observed that these same properties were delinquent, they didn't pay their rental license. So I went ahead and recited them for failure to renew their rental license as a repeat violation. Now, back in 2016, when I did the inspection for all these properties, I informed the person that was with me that these licenses expire September 30th every year. Renewals by state law goes out after July 1 every year. Keep your mailing address current because the renewal notices are going to go to what we have on file. Between 2016 and 2019, they paid up pretty good. Last fiscal year, they didn't pay. So as such, it went into what we referred to as a repeat violation. So that is why
Are
we're
all
here
of these
today.
repeat violations, or some of these are new violations?
All of them are repeat violations, sir.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Nabil Glenza.
And what is your position with the respondent, Big Real Estate LLC?
First of all, he says it's a repeat violation. At the time, the company, well, it was another company.
Can I
called
interrupt? Can I interrupt, sir? Were you sworn in, sir?
No, you won't.
Were you sworn in?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Goodness. Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under the penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida?
I swear.
Please state your name again for the record.
Nabil Glenza.
And how are you associated with the owner of the company or the owner
I'm
of the
manager and
property?
president of the company.
Thank you.
Back in 2016, when we had the first violation, where the company was BBIG Investments LLC. Now it's another entity called BBIG Real Estate LLC. And this is a case of the pandemic problems. Since the company is a U.S. company, but all the management, all the owners are Canadians. We use a P.O. box number in Champlain, New York as our address. Unfortunately, the border's been closed. If you look on Google Map, this address, this P.O. box is about like 1 mile from the border. And to get there right now, we have to take a plane from Montreal to New York and drive 4 hours to get our mail from this PO box. So that's what caused the delay of not paying on time. We totally forget to pay it. We were paying it every year. I usually come here once a month, just to go around all the properties and do all the paperwork and all the codes and this and that. But since the pandemic, I cannot cross the border to get my mail. Every month we thought that the border will reopen, but now it's been a year that the border didn't open. We received a courtesy the courtesy delinquency notice on November 12th. Okay, I went get the mail on November 18th, I believe. So we received that. So we paid everything on November 23rd, 2020. So we were like, I think, 30 days late to pay everything. So I don't see why should I be fined or something for this kind of violation, since it wasn't made on purpose. It's an administrative problem. And we paid everything on November 23rd, and we have our license since then. We were trying to pay it online for like 4 or 5 days. The system was down. We called everybody here. We even called Mr. Levine, and on November 23rd we paid everything. We were able to pay everything.
What's the city seeking here?
Special magistrate, I deal with a lot of people in above the border in Canada. And we've had no problems whatsoever with anyone north of the border paying their delinquent license. I'm Trinidadian. There are people that we have in Trinidad that pay their license from Trinidad during that time. The pandemic had nothing to do with it. And one correction I want to make is that the respondent said that he had spoken to me. Yes, the respondent spoke to me, but in February, no time between September to February, right? I made it perfectly clear. That is why whenever we get into a situation like that, I explain it to the respondent or the person responsible that because your cases or cases were adjudicated, try and avoid being late again because you would get what is called a repeat violation, right? He had until September. I didn't find this until November 16th. So we had a period there. Yes, they paid on November 23rd, but to use the pandemic when other people were paying their licenses who were in similar situation as him, the city's just going to go ahead with.
When was it due?
It was due September 30th. Every year, September 30th, the license expires. And this is something that is...
And it was paid November 23rd?
Yes, sir.
So they were 53 days late?
Well, actually, it says, the code says that from the day the officer discovered it. So I discovered it on 11/16. It was out for a total of 8 days out of compliance.
So what is the city seeking?
City's seeking $50 a day, sir, for each violation, for each case.
And you're saying they were out of compliance for what, 8 days?
Yes, sir. Had it been discovered on October 1, it would have been a different story.
And you discovered all of these cases at the same time?
Yes, sir.
So the city's seeking $400 per case. Am I doing the math correct there?
Yes, sir.
How many cases is this?
Beg your pardon?
This is what, 9 cases? 8 cases. 1, 2.
Just about.
13 cases.
8 cases?
13.
So the city's seeking a total fine in all cases of $3,200. Did I do my math right here?
Okay.
You have 12? All right, hold on. 1. All right, so
I count 12, Special Magistrate.
the city's seeking a fine of $4,800. Am I with you now? So 400 per case, 12 cases, $4,800. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, and the city attorney would like, for the record, the previous cases to be read into the record, so.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You want to do it, or you want me to do it?
Whatever, it doesn't matter. You can.
Okay.
You can.
For case number 36, the previous case was CE 1604057, sorry, 1604054. Case number 37, the previous case was CE 1604057. For case number 38, the previous case was CE 1604053. For case number 39, the previous case was CE 1604057. For case number 40, the previous case was CE 1604057. 0522. For case number 41, the previous case was CE 16040540. Case number 42, previous case CE 16040541. Case number 43, previous case CE 16040542. Case number 44, previous case CE 16040524. Case number 45, previous case CE 16040538. Case number 46, previous case CE 16040537. Case number 47, previous case CE 16040536.
Sir,
Sir, I'll let you respond to what the city said, so.
First of all, like I said at the beginning, we can count that as a second offense because this is not it's a totally different entity. It's not BBIG Real Estate who committed the violation back in 2016. It was BBIG Investments LLC. Second of all, we reacted to the courtesy we received.
Hold on one second. Let's hone in on that question for a second.
Yeah.
So did the company transfer the assets to another company, or did you just change the name of your company?
We transferred the assets to other investors and other owners. I stayed the president of both companies.
Are the owners of this company different than the owners of the previous company?
Some of them, yes.
Let me ask the council.
Can I respond to that, sir?
Well, it's technically a legal argument, so let me let the
Yes, sir.
lawyer. So they're arguing that the ownership of the property is different.
I know that our inspector had pulled some information on that, and he might be able to address the particulars. My understanding is that all the principals and members are still the same. As well, I pulled their special limited warranty deed, and I think that the language that they have in there speaks to an argument can be made that both entities are on the hook for this. Grantor will defend the same against the lawful claims of all persons claiming by, through, and under grantor. I think it speaks to the current LLC being on the hook with the last LLC.
Well, that's a different premise, right? Which is, I mean, the requirement for a repeat violation is that it has to be the same owner, does it not? I mean, it seems like a decent argument, right? That if they're claiming that the principal owners are different the second time around, can I construe that under the code as being the same owner?
Well, I can have, did you pull your stuff? Okay. Kevin can address.
Go ahead, Officer Lee.
So, in looking at the change in the LLC, the principal remains the same, which is Mr. Nabil Glenza. And I have documents here that I could submit. And I also want to touch on this. Prior to my wife being married to me, she was born an Ivy. She got married and she became a Levine. That doesn't change the fact that she's still an Ivy. So changing it from BBIG Real Estates to BBIG Investments is one and the same. It's the same principles involved in it. Same principles.
Well, that might be moral, and it might even be substantive, as a legal question though, we grant legal entities, different status under law, right? So I can presume that there's plenty of people that own multiple companies, right? But I can't treat both companies as the same as a principle of law, right?
May I speak, sir?
Yes, of course.
Rich Posner, Code Enforcement. I understand the distinction between renaming the company and it being an entirely new entity, but I would like to point out that in 2018, when they either did one or the other, they have been renewing their license since then until this year. You can't renew a license they don't have. They're the same entity that simply renewed the license each year without applying for a new license as a new owner. Their own actions make them the same entity.
I don't know if it makes them the same. It makes the process wrong. I think you're right about that. That's a fair point too. If you were a different company, why were you renewing licenses rather than applying for new ones?
But we reapplied under the other name, the new name. The permit was issued under the new company name. I mean, the new company, the new entity. So right now,
Was the permit that was issued
that's the permit I have here. It's under BBIG Real Estate LLC.
Was the permit that was issued this year the first one issued under the new name?
Sorry?
Was the permit issued last year the first one issued under the new name?
Can you repeat? I cannot understand.
When did the company change from?
2018, I believe. Yeah.
And in 2019, when it was it renewed under the new name or the old name?
The new name. I mean, this is a $69 permit every year. We're not like trying to avoid paying something. It was an honest mistake. We didn't want to do nothing bad. The minute we received the delinquency notice, we paid it. We paid everything. We tried to discuss with Mr. Levine, saying that we're really sorry about what happened. Our intention were not to be in violation. Unfortunately, the world situation with this pandemic made our business model very difficult because of the border that is closed. Like I said, if you look at the Google map, you can check it out. Our address is like 1 mile from the border, but we can't access our mail. That's the main problem. And even today, I'm here because I tried to convince Mr. Levine that we could do that online or something, but I'm going to go back to Canada, and I'm going to quarantine for 2 weeks just for this hearing. So it shows that we wanted to be in compliance for this license. It's an administrative problem. We wanted to pay everything. It was never our intentions to be in violation. We're really sorry.
Magistrate, regarding the licensing for all of these units, they applied for a license under the old name in 2016. Every one of those licenses was applied for a name change, not for a new license from a new entity in 2018. So some of them weren't changed over? No. Oh. Correction, most of them were simply a name change. About 3 of them, they didn't even change the name on the license.
So it seems to me there's 2 issues here, right? One is whether or not the subsequent company is constructively the same as the first company sufficiently to trigger the repeat violation under the code. And the second issue is whether or not the difficulties caused by the pandemic were sufficient that the respondent shouldn't be penalized. I'm a little, to be honest, I'm a little more interested in the first issue rather than the second one, because it seems to me that your company is a fairly sophisticated owner of real estate property, and you guys should know how to make sure that you pay your rental licenses even in pandemic times. It shouldn't really be up to the city to notify you. You should know that you pay these things once a year. You're a sophisticated owner, so I'm a little less sympathetic to the second argument. The first argument seems to me a difficult legal question, which is, can I construe the new company sufficiently close enough to the first company to make the argument that it does constitute a repeat violation? That seems to me a closer legal question than the second one. I'm inclined in this particular case to find that the two companies are close enough that it's a constructive ownership that really hasn't substantively changed. Certainly the mailing address seems to be the same. The management seems to be the same. Even the name is largely the same. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the fine in each of these to $25 per day rather than $50 per day, which means 8 days. So if my math is correct, it's a $225 fine per property. Did I do that right? Was it 8 days, Officer Levine?
Second?
How many days were they out of compliance?
8 days.
So that's $200 per property. And next time, sir, get your stuff in on time if at all possible.
Just have a question. If I pay this $200, that's it? Everything is done? And...
Yeah, it's $200 per property, but once you pay it, you're done.
Okay, can I pay now or?
You can pay now. Just go to the officer, he'll tell you what to do.
Sir, I'm going to mail these orders to you because it's...
Okay, would they know the amount and everything right now?
It's all right. All right, where to now?
We have no other respondents here, correct? Okay. Number 3, case number CE 2102-0246, address 707 45th Street.
Good morning. Christopher Thompson, City of West Palm, co-compliance. Property at 707 45th Street was cited on February 17th, 21. Notice of violation in City Hall was posted on 2/17/21. Property was cited for unpaved parking, outdoor storage, trash can placement, and inoperable vehicle. As of yesterday, I have not made contact with the homeowner, but I have spoken with the tenant. Property is still not in compliance. City is requesting an additional 5 days to come into compliance, or $250 a day until compliance is achieved. I also want to add to this tenant, he recently moved from another zone for the same violations. He was a repeat violation, and he's now in my zone doing pretty much the same thing with the cars and junk all over the property. So this gentleman, you know,
So you're
we're
telling
pretty
me he's a
familiar.
traveling violation? You're telling me he's a traveling violator, huh?
Correct.
All right, so we got a junk or abandoned vehicle. How do we know it's junked or abandoned? Is it not registered?
Yeah, no tags.
We have garbage can placement. Are they placed? Where are they? Are they just left out there?
Oh, yeah.
Presumably that's for pickup. Are they left somewhere other than on pickup days? Are they left out there?
They leave them in the front.
They leave them in the front? Okay.
Yes.
I can see cars parking on unapproved spaces. And I can see outdoor storage. Notices through certified mail and posting?
Yes. 2/17/21.
And you said you've had some contact with the respondent?
I did speak with the tenant yesterday. He claims these are his family's vehicles.
And that matters why?
Huh?
And that matters why? Yeah, I don't know what to do with that. It doesn't change the fact that they're parked illegally.
Okay. All right.
All right. And you wanted to give him 30 days?
Actually, 10.
10 days?
Yes.
And and you were looking for a fine of $250?
Yes.
Is there any reason you believe that he couldn't accomplish this? I guess he just has to move the garbage cans, remove the car, and remove the outdoor storage, right?
Correct. Yes.
That seems reasonable in 10 days to me.
Yes.
All right, in case CE 2102026, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient if the property in violation of listed code sections. I give the respondent 10 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of up to $250 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Number 9, case number CE 21020113, address 9921 Okeechobee Boulevard, Cardtronics USA, Inc.
Good morning, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Paul McFarland. On February 5th, the business at 9921 Okeechobee Boulevard was cited for rental tax violation. The business was posted February 19th. Certified mail was sent February 8th. Certified mail was returned February 25th. I did receive a phone call from a representative from the Walgreens store. I stated to them that the bill for the operating ATM at their location has not been renewed. As of this morning, no action has been taken. City is recommending 10 days to come into compliance or a one-time fine of $250.
All right, let me see if I get this correctly. So there is an ATM machine at this location,
Correct.
and that ATM machine requires a business
Correct.
license.
Which they do have one on
It's
file
funny,
that
I'd
needs
never
to be
thought of that
renewed.
before, but I imagine that actually has to be true, right? It is conducting business, right?
Correct.
And presumably this has been paid for in the past?
Yes.
Yeah. And it has not been paid today? You said you had contact with the owner? Did they indicate they were going to pay this?
I did receive a phone call from the entity that is being serviced by, which is Walgreens. I did let them know that the business tax receipt needs to be addressed.
Does Walgreens know that they have something on their property that's not licensed?
They apply for it.
All right, well, in an abundance of caution, because I know how these corporate universes work, I'm going to make this 15 days. In case CE 2102013, I make the following findings of fact on the life I notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 82-144 and 82-143. Respondent has 15 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of $250 shall issue.
Thank you.
Number 10, case number CE 21020193, address 442 16th Street.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited on February 11th. Notice of violation was hand-delivered on February 18th. Certified mail was sent on February 12th. Property was cited for 1813C, 1813E, and 1813I. I've had contact with the property owner. They have agreed to a stipulation order, which the city attorney did sign, so. And the city is requesting an additional 30 days or $200 per day till compliance is achieved.
All right, let's see here. And the signatory of this this agreement is the
They agreed that every violation is still exists, and they're working on it, and they feel like 30 days is sufficient time for them to get it done.
yeah. I'm just asking sort of a technical legal question here, which is the Mandrevicus Gym Trust. This person who signed it is authorized to sign on their behalf.
Yeah, it's a father and son, and they both were here to
Okay.
sign it, yeah. I think the manager, the person listed as the manager is the son, and the owner actually signed it too.
All right, well, that being the case, I'm certainly not going to replace the agreement with my judgment. So I'm going to accept the agreement between the city and the respondent owner and issue it as an order of the special magistrate.
Number
Probably gonna
11,
want this back.
Oh, hold on. You'll do an order approving, is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the original. You're definitely going to want to keep that.
do you want to, is it evidence? Was
Well,
it accepted as evidence?
I mean, a copy of it should certainly be attached to the order.
Okay, then I'll accept it.
Stipulation
Is
agreement.
it a stick?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood then. Yes, I need this. Excuse me, sorry. Number 11, case number CE 21020247, address 1376 13th Street.
Cassandra St. Hilaire, Code Enforcement Officer with the City of West Palm Beach. This property was cited February 17th. Property was posted on February 19th. Certified mail was received February 20th. I've had no contact with the property owner. Property was cited for 34102B, 9485A, 7435A1J, and 9471C. At this time, the property has complied with 9471C and 7434A1J. As you can see that they did remove the vehicle, but they placed it in the backyard and are still working on it based on complaints from the neighbors. So at this time, the city is requesting an additional 10 days or $150 per day until compliance is achieved.
All right, so the issue here is this inoperable vehicle.
Yeah, and they're working on it.
So that's where it is now in this picture?
Yeah, they pushed it to the rear of the property, I guess to obstruct it from me, but I could still see it. And also with that, neighbors are still letting me know that it is being worked on.
And it's still inoperable to the,
Yeah.
you can observe that it's still inoperable?
Yes, it is.
This is a complaint from the neighbor? This is based on a complaint from the neighbor?
Yeah, well, the rear, the neighbors are letting me know that they're still working on it in the rear. Initially was discovered by myself, but once they moved the vehicle, the neighbors were letting me know that they are still working on it. It's the same vehicle.
All right, as code section 7434A1J, the garbage can placement and the outdoor
And-
storage, are those in compliance?
Yeah, 9471C are complied.
And you want to give them 10 days or
Yes, sir.
seek a fine of $150 per day?
Yes.
Have you had any contact with the owner?
No contact.
I hope he's either a quick mechanic or finds another place. In case CE21020247, I'll make the findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 3410B, 102B, and 94485A. Respondent has 10 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of $150 per day. May I issue?
Thank you.
Matter number 15, case number CE21020240, address 3119 Windsor Avenue.
Good morning. Ray Young, City of West Palm Beach, Code Compliance. 3119 Windsor Avenue was initially cited on 2/16 of 21 with a notice of violation hand delivered on 2/18 of 21. Certified mail was sent on 2/17/21. The property was cited for 18265, 18106A, and 7434A1J. No contact has been made with the owner, and all violations still exist. Special Magistrate, the city requests an additional 15 days to come into compliance or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
So the garbage cans are visible from the street?
Correct.
I can certainly see the trash and debris. Are they boarded? Is that it?
Yeah, there's a board on the side of the property.
Is anyone living here?
Not to my knowledge, Special Magistrate.
Where's the, I'm just waiting to see if I can see the boarding, or you can just tell me, where's the window boarded up?
Yeah, the board, the one with the board. Yeah, it's on the north side of the property.
You can just tell me. So tell me where on the house the boarded window is.
Yes, sir, there's a boarded window on the, right there.
Oh, that's a window?
Correct. Yes.
There's a window underneath that?
There's a window behind it, yes.
Huh. Okay. And you've had no contact with the owner?
No contact, Special Magistrate.
I saw that you posted the property also sent by certified mail?
Certified mail sent on 2/17/21. Notice of violation posted on 2/18/21.
All right, in case CE21020240, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. Find the property in violation of listed code sections. Respondent has 15 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of $100 per day may issue.
Thank you.
For the record, matter number 14, case number CE21010006, 2012 Ware Drive has complied. Matter number 16, case number CE21020243, case address 3602 Eastview Avenue.
Ray Young, City, West Palm Beach, Code Compliance. 3602 Eastview Avenue was initially cited on 2/16 of 21 with the notice of a violation posted at the property on City Hall on 2/26 of 21. Certified mail was sent on 2/17 of 21. Property was cited for 9447B1. No contact has been made with the owner, and the violation still exists. Special Magistrate, the city requests an additional 7 days to come into compliance or $100 per day until compliance is achieved.
So I'm presuming that the city's position is that those buses are commercial vehicles that are not allowed to be parked in a residential area?
Correct.
Ray, do you object to doing a minimum 10 days instead of 7?
No objection, no objection to 10 days.
You said you've had no contact with the owner?
No contact with the owner, no.
And each time you went out to the property, those buses were still there?
It's still there.
Is anyone here on behalf of the respondent? All right, in case CE21020243, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 9447B1. Respondent has 10 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of $100 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Number 17, case number CE21020365, 3621 Townhouse Court.
Ray Young, City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance, 3621 Townhouse Court, was initially cited on 2/26 of 21, with a notice of violation posted at the property and City Hall on 3/2/21. Certified mail was sent on 2/26 of 21. Property was cited for 18103J. No contact has been made with the owner, and the violation still exists. Special Magistrate, the city requests an additional 30 days to come into compliance, or $150 per day until compliance is achieved.
So the city's concern here is that the white areas, the white paint needs to be either cleaned or repainted?
Correct, pressure wash painted.
And you said you haven't had any contact with the owner?
No contact, no.
And you've seen no evidence that they've tried to bring this into compliance?
Not at this time, no.
Is this one residence?
It is one residence, is a townhouse.
All right, in case, well, for the record, is there anyone here on behalf of the respondent? All right. In case CE 210203665, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient from the property in violation of 18103J. Respondent has 30 days to bring property in compliance or fine of up to $150 per day. May I issue?
Thank you.
Matter number 18, case number CE 20070131, case address 1812 South Olive Avenue.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement, 1812 South Olive, cited for 94485G with a traffic control aid. Actually cited this property July 10th, 2020, and certified mail mailed out February 5th, 21, and posted March 3rd, 21. Contact has been made with the owner. We agreed to additional 90 days to comply, or a fine of $100 per day after.
So tell me, what's the violation there? Traffic control aids?
The curve is missing. They used to have a driveway, and they'll no longer use that driveway, so they need to replace the curve.
So they did something to their driveway which destroyed the curb, is that what we're saying?
No, they used to have a driveway. They no longer use it as a driveway, so they need to replace the curve.
Oh. Oh.
The
I
public
suppose
is
that's the
complaining
case, right?
about cars driving up on the sidewalk.
So they changed the configuration of their property? Yeah, okay. And you spoke with them and they said that they could get this done within 90 days?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. In case CE 200700131, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 9445G, respondent has 90 days to bring the property in compliance, a fine of up to $100 per day. May I issue?
Matter number 19, case number CE 21010068, case address 2314 Dock Street.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement, 2314 Dock Street was cited for 882-144, which is a business tax. The business name is Real Lucky Charters. It did not renew their license. It expired last year, September 30th of last year. Posted the property. Actually, I cited the property January 8th, 21, and sent the certified mail out February 4th of 21. And it was received, the certified mail on February 8th, and I also posted March 3rd of 21. So I'm asking the 10 days to comply with the license, or $100 a day after that.
So I'm guessing this is a fishing charter company?
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm.
Lucky guess. And they've previously had a business license and they simply didn't renew
It
their...
expired September 30th, and they did not renew.
Did they say why?
No contact with them.
Is there anything that would prevent them from getting this done in 10 days?
No, not at all.
Simply just paying the fee, is that it?
Just paying the fee.
All right. Just because I'm wary of the mail these days, I'm going to make that 15 days.
That's fine.
In case CE 210100068, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, I find the property in violation of 82144. Respondent has 15 days to bring the compliance or fine of up to $150 per day. May I issue?
Number 20, case number CE 21010373, case address 1010 Bradley Court.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement, 1010 Bradley Court was cited for 18106A, clean and unsanitary condition. 18-106G, paint exterior, 18106K, landscape maintenance, 18106L, which is landscape requirements, and 34102A, junk or abandoned vehicle, 94302A-4, fence repair, and 9471C, outdoor storage. I actually cited this property on January 29th, 21, and posted the property on February 3rd, 21. Certified mail was sent out January 29th of 21. Contact has been made with the owner. He's working on it as of yesterday, and we agreed to additional 30 days to comply, or $100 a day after that.
He's going to get all this done in 30 days.
He's working on it. He's been working on it sometime. He's almost finished.
Has he gotten a lot of it done?
Yes, he has.
So he's, what would you say, about halfway?
A little over half. He already painted the house, and then the new landscaping is going in as of yesterday.
I guess what I'm roundabout asking you is, do you think he can reasonably get this done in 30 days?
I'll give him 45, 60. Additional time is fine.
All right.
Okay.
In case CE 21010-373, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of all the listed code sections, respondent has 45 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Number 21, case number CE 21020-285, case address 1815 Parker Avenue.
Don Williams, Code Enforcement, 1815 Parker, cited for 2635, which is a repeat violation of 94485-J-1, which is parking and loading zone ingress and egress violation. The previous violation was CE 2001-0393. I have some photos in there that depict 5 different instances that the vehicle was parked illegally again on that property. And those dates is January 5th, 21, January 28th, 21, February 2nd, 21, February 9th of 21, and February 18th of 21. So I'm asking for the repeat violation of $50 per instance, which is 5 instances, for actually $250 one-time fine for the repeat violation.
So let me get this right. That looks like a sidewalk, huh?
I'm sorry?
What is that area where the car is parked? What is that?
That is a walkway to the front of the building, and there's no egress, there's no approach, so they're not allowed to park there.
Yeah, it looks like they'd have to drive over that grass berm to get there, essentially.
See, there we go. You have to cross the sidewalk.
Judging by the look of that grass berm, it does look like they tend to drive over that, huh? This property was cited for this particular issue previously?
Yes. And
what was the
adjudicated.
resolution of that case?
I had a finding of fact back then on that last case. It just did a finding of fact.
How long ago was that?
That case was cited, January 23rd of 20.
So they were cited for this for a year ago, and they're still doing it, huh?
Oh, yeah, constantly. I just kind of gave them a break on the number of times. I just picked 5 of it, 5 or 50.
Is it the same car? Because
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
I guess that's a dumb question. It doesn't really matter whether it's the same car or not. All right, in case CE 21020-285, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 2635 and 94485J1. I make specific finding that said violation constitutes a repeat violation under the code of the city of West Palm Beach. I issue a one-time fine in the amount of $50 per day per violation. I establish that there are 5 violations for a total fine of $250.
Thank you.
Number 22, case number CE 21020042 725 57th Street.
Good morning, Officer Watkins.
Good morning. City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited on February the 2nd. Certified mail was sent February the 3rd. Certified mail was received February the 5th. This property was cited for 105.1, 74-34A-1J, 78-6, and 94-42A. Compliant violations were 78-6, 105.1, 74-34A-1-J, Remaining violations are 94-482A. The city is requesting 15 days or $100 per day after. I've had communications with the tenants, none with the homeowners. He assured me that the vehicles would be moved, but as of yesterday, they were still stockpiled in the back.
Okay, so there's a carport in the back?
Well, they're doing unpaved parking in the rear. The pictures will come up shortly.
They invite you back here?
Yeah, we walked back there, me and the tenant, and he told me I could come back and check the day prior, which was yesterday, and they were still back there. They did take down the, that makeshift carport was taken down, but everything else still remains.
Oh, so the building permit issue is that tenty thing that I was just looking at? Presumably they've taken that down?
Yes, it's down as of
Okay,
yesterday.
So that's not an issue, 105.1?
No.
All right, so we'll get rid of that. What's the garbage can placement? Is that still invisible?
Nope, they kept it in the rear as of yesterday.
And the numbers?
They have numbers up now.
So all we're left with is these 3 cars parking in the back, huh? Or more than, or basically parking in unpaved surfaces, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's still happening to the best of your knowledge?
As of yesterday afternoon, yes.
And you wanted to give them 15 days or $100 per day?
Yes, sir.
Presumably all they have to do is drive the cars off of it?
Drive them to the front.
All right, that seems reasonable to me. All right, in case CE2102042, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient, find the property in violation of 9442A. Respondent has 15 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of $100 per day may issue.
Matter number 23, case number CE210200877, 717 54th Street.
City of West Michigan Code Compliance, Robert Watkins. This property was cited February the 4th. Certified mail was sent February the 4th. Certified mail was received February the 8th. This property was cited for 105-1, 94-302A-3, 94-442C-1, and 78-94C. I've had communications with the owner once. All violations still remain. The city is requesting 30 days or $100 per day after.
All right, so let's go through this. I'm guessing the permit thing is that new looking fence there on the left?
Yes, a permit for windows and the fence.
So they put in a new fence and new windows and didn't get a permit?
No, none at all.
It's a good looking fence. All right. What's the swales issue?
There's no sod there. It's just bare grass, and it's being used as a dumpster.
All right, so 105.1 is the windows and 94-302A3 is the fence?
Yes.
All right. I can see that there's no grass, or very little of it. And you wanted to give them 30 days?
Yes.
And the fine you were seeking was what?
$100 per day after.
And you said you had not had any contact with them?
I have with the when I first posted it, the owner called me. I let him know everything that needed to be done. I reached back out like 2 weeks later because I didn't see anything had started yet, and as of then, I haven't heard anything back.
Have you seen any evidence that they've
None at all. The paper, the literature was taken off the door, so someone had to have been going there, but no.
And there's no no evidence that they've applied for any permits for the fence or the windows?
As of yesterday when I checked, there was nothing in there.
The fence looks new to me. How do you know the windows were new?
There's a few pictures that are going to come up of windows completely missing. That was an abandoned chronic property prior to them purchasing it. It was missing 3 windows.
Oh, so they put new ones in?
Yep.
Any reason that they couldn't get these permits applied for and issued in 30 days?
All they have to do is come in, apply for it, and have a person come out and do an inspection because they're already there.
All right, in case CE210200887, make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient upon the property in violation of listed code sections, respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance or a fine of $150 per day may issue.
Number 24, case number CE2102005, case address 721 57th Street.
City of West Palm Beach, Robert Watkins. This property was cited February the 4th. Certified mail was sent February the 5th. Certified mail was returned City Hall was posted on March the 2nd. This property was cited for 82-144, 74-34A-1J, and 94-71C. Compliant violations are 74-34A-1J and 94-71C. Remaining violations are 82-144. The city is requesting 15 days or $50 per day after.
All right, so the garbage can and the outdoor storage are good. The question before me right now is the business tax, is that right?
Yes, sir.
So what is the business on this property?
Well, it's for a rental. They haven't paid it. It's delinquent right now.
Is there evidence that they're still conducting that business?
There's still someone renting there that resides there, yes.
You spoken to the tenant, or?
Yeah, I talked to them about moving the trash cans, and they moved them, but.
Fair enough. In case CE 210200095, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. Give the respondent 15 days to come into compliance or fine of $150 per day. Measure.
Matter number 25, case number CE 210200096, case address 722 57th Street.
City of West Palm Beach Code Compliance, Robert Watkins. This property was cited on February the 4th. Certified mail was sent February the 5th. Certified mail was returned. City Hall was posted March the 2nd. This property was cited for 74-34A-1J, 94-442C-1, and 94-42A. Compliant violations were 94-42A. Remaining violations are 74-34A-1J and 94-442C-1. The city is requesting 15 days or $100 per day after. No communication with the homeowner.
So they stopped parking in front of the house, but they still have to replace the grass and the trash can is still visible?
Yes. Actually, they still remain parking. Just when I went to do the inspection, the vehicle wasn't there. But the day before the vehicle was there is always a vehicle in the grass. But on the day that I went, it wasn't there, so I didn't want to hold them to something that I didn't see.
Well, that was decent of you. I guess ultimately, if they're going to landscape the grass, they're going to have to deal with the car situation anyway, so I guess at the end of the day, you probably caught them either way. But you think 15 days is long enough for them to replace the landscaping there?
No, I would say 30 days, honestly.
Why don't we bifurcate this thing? Let's give them 15 days on the garbage can and 30 days on the landscaping. Because there's no reason that they need 30 days to move a garbage can. Have you had any contact with them?
None at all.
No. And you posted and certified mail?
Yes.
All right, in case CE 210200096, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 7434A1J and 94-442C1. As to 7434A1J, they have 15 days to bring that into compliance. As to 94-442C1, they have 30 days to bring that into compliance. What was the amount of the fine you were seeking?
$100 per day.
Or $100 per day for each violation.
Number 26, case number CE 2102010, address 928 Francis Street.
Good morning. Richard Pasmino, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on February 1st. Certified mail was sent February 2nd, and the property was also posted in City Hall February 2nd. This property was posted for rental license and certificate of use were expired, and restrictions upon land use. This was brought to our attention by the city police. They had reports from the tenant at the time that was living there, and in the reports it was shown that the property was has multiple units on the property. This is zoned for single-family residence. I met the owner this past Monday, March 15th, and I confirmed that the property is an illegal use of land. According to the zoning department, it would never be able to change into a multifamily property. The owner did pay for the rental license and COU, although that rental license is for single family. So that is still a violation. That rental license does not apply for what he has at the property. And I failed that license. even though it was already issued. And the property is still a multi-unit, and it will never be. The illegal conversions were forwarded to the building department, so that can be cited through them. So they have to go through the permit process to convert it back. The city's recommending 60 additional days for this property to be in compliance with these codes, or the city's asking for a $100 a day fine.
All right, Officer Pazmino, let me see if I understand correctly. So it is a single-family home that is currently being used as a multifamily rental property.
Yes, at the time Monday when I went, it is vacant, but the way it's set up is a multi-unit property.
Okay.
And
So what would they need to do to come into compliance?
they have to pull permits and convert the property into a single family again. I passed the unpermitted work issues to the building department, so they're more than likely going to open a case on those issues.
If they simply stop renting the property, does that not bring them into compliance with 18162A and 2232A?
I think he would have to close his rental license. He does have an issued rental license for single-family property. That would take care of those two code sections. And it is vacant, but it is still an illegal use of land since the property is set up as a multi-unit.
It seems like there's two different issues, right? One is, there's an implied reconfiguring of the property in a way without permits, right? But that's not cited here. What's cited here is the rental license issue. Now, I would agree with you, right, that you can't issue a rental license for a property that's, improperly configured, right? Because you can't rent two places there when it's only proper for one, right?
Correct.
But I'm not sure that I can require them to get the building permits based on the rental license violation. I think they could comply with that by simply stopping renting the property. The building department would have to bring a code section violation related to unpermitted work.
Yeah, the rental license and certificate of use would fit what you explained.
Unless you're seeing something I'm not seeing.
There are photos there where it shows where it's separated property is. The way the property is right now is multi-unit. And according to the zoning department, it'll never be approved for more than one unit, single family home.
I'm in agreement with you that you were correct in your assessment of the rental license. That can't be a valid rental license under this configuration. I agree with you, that's correct. I can't issue an order that says they have to reconfigure the property. They could come into compliance simply by not renting it. The issue about the configuration has to be a building permit issue.
Okay.
Unless you guys disagree, I'm willing to be persuaded otherwise if you have a different way to look at it.
Yeah, I emailed it to them yesterday.
We're good.
All right. All right, so what I'm going to do in case CE 2102010 is make the following findings fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of 18162A, 2232A, and 94-6. Respondent has 60 days to bring the property in compliance or fine of $100 per day may issue.
Matter number 28, case number CE 210202220, address 735 McIntosh Street.
Code enforcement, Richard Pazmino. This property was cited February 13th. Certified mail sent February 16th, and the property and City Hall were posted February 18th. This property was cited for clean and sanitary conditions, excessive growth, failure to comply, junk abandoned vehicle, and landscape maintenance. I've had no contact from the owner or any representative for this property. All violations have complied, except for 94-446-2. Landscaping must be kept in a healthy and neat appearance. There is a diseased, dying tree on the property that neighbors have constantly complained about. Every hurricane season, they state that branches do break off, and this has not been addressed at all. The property needs a professionally trim the tree, make safe, and bring it into into a safe, healthy condition, a non-hurricane hazard, or they need some kind of assessment from a professional to say the tree is otherwise safe. There is a permit required to remove the tree if that's the solution. All the other code violations are complied. The city is recommending 60 additional days for this property to come into compliance, or the city is asking for a $150 a day fine until compliance is achieved.
That is a massive tree, huh?
Yeah, it's really big.
Well, presumably they need an arborist, I guess.
Yeah, some professional who could give them the right direction.
The city's position is they could come into compliance either by addressing the safety issues associated with the tree or by getting a permit and removing it, right? Either one would probably satisfy 944462, right?
Yes, if they have an arborist who can provide a letter or some kind of documentation saying the tree is not a hazard and it could be saved, then that'll be accepted. If not, it needs to be professionally trimmed and made safe.
That is a big tree. Have you spoken with the owner?
I've had no contact from the owner. It's a really big tree.
I wouldn't
the
even...
cost, I can only assume.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't even presume to even understand what the proper way to deal with that tree is, but I think you've proven that it's an issue under 944462, so I will follow up on that. In case CE 210202220, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 944462. Give the respondent 60 days to resolve the issue or fine of up to $150 per day may issue.
Number 29, case number CE 210202264, address 1038 Churchill Circle.
City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement, Richard Pasmino. This property was cited February 17th. Certified mail was sent out February 18th. And the city and the property and City Hall were posted February 18th. This property was cited for clean and sanitary conditions, failure to comply. Pools and spas shall be maintained. Fence and wall maintenance. There's a fence on the property that's completely in disrepair. And pool fence requirements for the unsecured pool. I have had contact with the owner who's been trying to fix the problem. At this time, they put up a screen enclosure around the pool, but they have not filed any permits or pulled any permits to do it. So they fixed the immediate issue, the danger. The pool is still unsanitary, green, and habitat for mosquitoes and other pests. And all the other violations do need to still come into compliance. The rotted fence around the property that's falling down, and pulling the proper permits for that pool enclosure. The city is recommending 14 additional days for the property to come into compliance with 18106A, clean and sanitary conditions, and 18106N, pool and spas. And the city is asking for an additional 60 days to get the proper permits and inspections to come into compliance with the other code sections for the pool fence and the fence wall maintenance, or a $100 a day fine.
So the clean and sanitary issue is the conditions of the pool?
Yes, the conditions of the pool, the backyard.
So you want to give them 14 days to basically clean the pool?
Yeah, to sanitize it, to shock it.
And 60 days to fix the fence?
Yeah, to fix the fence and to
And to get the
properly
permit.
meet the code sections for the pool requirement with the fence.
That seems reasonable to me. Have you had contact with the owner?
I have had contact. From my understanding, he's going to remove the wooden fence from the property and keep the screen enclosure he put up and get it permitted.
Okay. All right, in case CE 210202264, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 18106A, 18215B, 18106N, 94-302A4, and 94-304E21B. I bifurcate the order as follows. Respondent shall have 14 days to address 18106A and 18106N. The respondent will have 60 days to address the remaining code sections, or a fine in the amount of $100 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Matter number 30, case number CE21020153, address 4007 Windsor Avenue is rescheduled. Matter number 31, case number CE21020156, address 3300 North Australian Avenue is rescheduled. Matter number 32, case number CE21020253, address 901 42nd Street, rescheduled. Matter number 33, case number CE21020342, address 924 42nd Street is rescheduled. Matter number 34, case number CE21020344, address 939 36th Street is rescheduled. And matter number 35, case number CE21030005, address 807 36th Street is rescheduled. Other matters are scheduled for 11:30.
So we are way ahead of schedule, huh? All right, I'm gonna take a recess until other matters.